Hey everyone, it's Daniel here from InfoVest. Hope you're all doing well. I want to talk about Tesla. Now, I might get a lot of hate for this, but it's very interesting to see how Tesla continues to be a favorable stock among a lot of retail traders, right? And probably some institutions out there. But when you look at Tesla and you look at how Elon Musk is managing Tesla, the stock recently reported earnings. It was a little bit shocked when Elon came out and discussed about that, hey, they might see the prices of the cars, might see a price cut there, might see weaker production, etc., etc. So the stock price started to get hammered recently after Elon came out. And Elon came out for a good couple of minutes talking about buying stocks, valuations, blah, 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 etc., etc. And I've been noticing with Elon that looking at his past behavior, especially with, let's first talk about Dogecoin. How he was pumping Dogecoin, Dogecoin was going up and up and up in price. And then eventually when Dogecoin hit 70 cents and he came out on TV, I think it was the SNL show, he was basically making fun of it and was not taking it seriously. Right? And then from there just completely plunged, right? He did the same thing also with Bitcoin, saying that, hey, we're adding Bitcoin to our balance sheet, we're going to utilize it, blah, blah, blah. Then you hear later, oh, we got rid of it, right? We're not utilizing it that much, etc., etc., etc. You could argue that, hey, this is kind of manipulation of prices, this is unfair, blah, 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 etc., etc. So there are many things that Elon does that could be controversial and makes me think that with the future of Tesla and the cars being more of a luxury car, not an item that you need, it's more of a want, why would Tesla do well, especially when it comes to earnings in the coming quarters, especially if we expect some sort of recession or hard landing, especially if we expect, job losses to happen, unemployment rate to skyrocket, credit contraction, etc., etc. And Elon Musk has talked about a few of these things in the past, talked about the recession. I mean, he's been flip-flop everywhere, saying recession at one point and then saying, oh, everything's fine and sees a big boom in the future, right? But again, in the recent press conference, Elon talked about saying that long term, they see the stock doing well, even 10xing long term, which could happen, right? But saying that there could be some turbulence short term, and he can't guarantee anything short term. Talking about that how much he also loves these smaller shareholders out there who have been investing and holding onto Tesla for a very, very long time. And I've heard also Elon in previous spaces talk about the tech bubble, talk about crazy valuations, talk about how certain reputable companies out there, reputable stocks out there, right? They went up in price during the dot-com bubble to then just completely collapse 80-90%. And he said this subtly, he said this one time, but he said this subtly twice or three times, which makes me think, is Elon seeing something short term where we could see Tesla plunge as much as 80-90% in this coming recession? Completely plunge in price, completely throw out the confidence that these investors have with Elon, with Tesla, completely wipe out the small guys as well, right? Does he see something where Tesla can really crash, which then, sure, maybe later long run might 10x from there or 100x from there, who knows? But when he brings back previous examples, previous reputable companies in tech that have gone up drastically, like NVIDIA, right? But talking about more in the dot-com era and relating to his company just brings up red flags for me when I look and hear with what Elon is saying. And I don't think many people are picking this up. Now again, like I said, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate on this video. A lot of you are, if this video picks traction, a lot of you will comment and dislike this. But it's something to notice and something to be aware of, because Tesla stock is very volatile, right? Yes, we have seen a massive rally. We've also seen a massive rally in NASDAQ just by few of the large tech companies, right? The rest of the stocks out there haven't been really getting that momentum. I mean, we're starting to see a little bit of that, the other stocks, but not as how we saw with some of the big tech names. So really the indexes, and especially NASDAQ, has been being fueled by these large cap names. But then until what point will we see panic sell and where these large cap names completely reverse? And we saw Tesla really plunging last year. Could we see the same thing if an ugly hard landing recession comes by the end of this year or next year? I think that's very, very possible. I think I would not be surprised to see Tesla drop 80% from the highs, just like during the dot-com bubble for many of these tech companies, because I think a lot of these stocks are overvalued, overpriced, and especially with the whole mania that came from the lockdowns from COVID. That still is in play, maybe not so much now, but that mentality that people got during COVID, which was, they're stuck at home and let's get stimulus money and gamble in the markets, you're still seeing it pop up here and there with certain stocks. And with Tesla, where it is right now in terms of its price, I think definitely it could be one of the stocks, one of the many stocks out there that's overvalued, overpriced, and that's been pushed up on just this greed and momentum. I can see that it turning around very quickly. And sure, I wouldn't be surprised of an 80% drop in Tesla. And again, like I said, just go back to the communication from Elon over and over again. It's very worrisome, right? It's like it brings red flags that you hear Elon talk about, worried about short-term views. He talks about the macro the macro effects that could come from the economy to his company, saying that I don't know. Like you hear him often saying, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen there. Macro factors can cause anything in the share price of Tesla. And him talking about stock prices as if he's a trader himself. Well, kinda is, right? You can kind of say he was trading around, gambling around with Dogecoin, Bitcoin, this and that. But as if he's a money manager and he does this, full time. So it's very interesting that he brings up these few things very subtly. And to me, I've noticed that many times, which I think is a red flag. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Are you guys bullish? Are you guys bearish? What do you think about, Tesla dropping, going up, especially during a recession? Is it overpriced? Do you see 10x, right? We also heard Elon quote and talk about the ARK fund, Cathie Woods, saying, agreeing with her that, hey, we could see Tesla do very, very, very well. Anyways, leave a comment below, subscribe, hit the like button, bell icon to be notified on the next video, and I'll see you guys around. Cheers, and bye.